Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. So I've got Marvel Champions out on the table here, and I've been planning on doing a Rise of the Red Skull expert run through, and I think that's what I'm going to do here. Now, I've been playing a few games online. There's a Facebook group called Marvel Playtime where you can get together with other folks to try to play a game online. And depending upon who you're playing with, depends upon what you use to play. The last couple of times we've used just the Facebook video app in order to everybody like kind of casts either their table or they'll put it just on themselves and talk about what it is that they're playing while one person's running the villain. So that's been a lot of fun. I would recommend if you're looking to play with other people online, because kind of in this COVID thing, it's kind of tough to play in person. That provides an avenue in order to do that. And I've been able to play some four-player games that way, where traditionally I'm just kind of playing solo here at home. But I guess as a takeaway from that, the last time I played Hawkeye, and I just did horrible. Like, I had Hawkeye's quiver, and Hawkeye kept reaching back there for an arrow and couldn't find anything. It was like 5 out of 6 times I used my quiver, I didn't grab an arrow. And in the end, what ended up happening, we're playing four-player. I took, I think it was 6 damage from Claw, and then the thing that came out next was a crossfire sniper shot and just took me right out. Like nobody had a thing to counter that. So it was a rough game for me, which makes me want to play Hawkeye more in expert mode, as much sense as that makes. I'm kind of like a glutton for punishment. Like, let's keep it going. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a Rise of the Red Skull campaign with Hawkeye. And I've got Hawkeye Aggression set up just because that's what I was playing when I played this multiplayer game. So we're going to run with that. I did tweak the deck a little bit. I'll try to put the deck list out there so that if anybody's interested in what's actually in my deck, we'll give it a go. All right, so let's take a look. I think we've got our setup right here. I haven't done the expert campaign, and it's been a little while since I stepped through the basic campaign. So we've got Crossbones 2 and 3 in the deck. We've got our main schemes out there. Crossbones at level 2 comes out. He's got a win revealed. He gets the machine gun, so that's going to come out there. We've got our experimental weapons deck is out there. We have Hydra Assault, Weapon Master, Standard, Expert, Legions of Hydra in there. So it's a pretty big deck of nasty right there. And let's see here. We've got our starting 9. And I think we're good to go. So let's see here. Set up, each player records their identity on the campaign log found on the back cover of this book. So there's the campaign log and made a printout, right? So there we go. I've got Hawkeye up there in my identity. So I think that's good to go. What else are we looking at? So there's some stuff that happens after victory, but we're not to victory yet. We should not get ahead of ourselves. All right, let's see what we've got here. So we've got attack on Mount Athena, and we have Crossbones, yada, 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 create experimental deck. Did that. I think we're good with everything that's on that card. So we're to attack on Mount Athena. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. All right. So I'm going to draw up the top card of the experimental weapons deck, and we've got the exosuit, which I think last time I played through, that's the one that we saw. All right, so we're going to put that one out there and attach it to him. Let's give him a scheme and an attack. Ouch. All right. That's kind of rough he's already got those machine guns out there, so I'm looking at potentially taking a pretty decent amount of damage right off the bat. Not happy about this. All right, actually let me click a button here real fast. I want to make sure that there's no, there we go. Kind of got the speakers up here, and I want to make sure there's no extra sound that comes through. Okay, I think we're ready to go. I've got Clint Barton out there. His hand size is 6, so let's see what we come up with. We've got a War Machine. You'll pay for that. Endurance, Strength, an Electric Arrow, and a Downtime. Now, the reason I put the you'll pay for that's in here is I was concerned about my ability to remove threat, and that's kind of why those exist. That's going to not do me a whole lot of good on my first turn, so we're going to take that out of there. We would kind of like to play our electric arrow, but getting downtime and endurance out there would be really nice on the first turn also. Probably going to have to choose one because we're going to need to go looking for my bow. So I think what we're going to do is, and that's going to actually stun Crossbones potentially, so that looks really good. So I think we're going to go ahead and use our, right here. So we've got a spend one resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for Hawkeye's bow, add it to your hand. I think we're going to stick with what we've got here. So we're going to use our War Machine to go ahead and get our bow. So these are in my hand. Let's go find my bow. Where's the bow? Where's the, oop, there's Hawkeye's bow. All right. So we've got Hawkeye's bow. Now, I guess I could use it as a resource, but I don't think I want to do that. It would be nice if there was some sort of generic event, possibly, that you could break your weapon in order to throw it in there. Like maybe, is there anything out there that gets rid of an upgrade yourself? Like you can sacrifice your own upgrade? I don't know of anything like that. All right, anyway, I'm going to play Hawkeye's bow. Let's see here. I'm going to flip on over to Hawkeye. Now I think what we want to do is, do we want endurance or downtime? I think we'll go with the endurance and give us 3 hit points. So that's going to boost us up to 12. So we'll use downtime to play endurance. Actually, I should set this over here out of the way because we're probably not going to be using it now that it's out there. But it's going to give us +3 endurance. So we're going to go up to 12. I'm thinking during the campaign game that's going to make a lot of sense because having that out there means that my max hit points will be above potentially what my ending hit points would be. So that way when I start the next game, hopefully I'm above my level. All right, anyway, we're going to move on. So what we're looking at is we can do a stun. I think we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and exhaust Hawkeye's bow because when we play the electric arrow with our strength here, it says, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. All right, 5 damage if it's already stunned. Well, it's not already stunned, so he's going to take 3 damage. Now, I haven't put hit points on there. He should start with 14, but we're doing 3, so we're going to knock him down to 11. All right, he's down to 11, and he's stunned. There we go. There's a stun. He's stunned. Okay, so the next thing that's up is I think we're going to go ahead and punch with Hawkeye. Hawkeye can hit for 3, so we're going to go ahead and knock him on down to 8. All right, feeling okay about that. All right, so we're done. We're going to untap. We're going to get 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we come up with. We've got a Tigra, Hall of Heroes, Mockingbird, Hulk, and Genius. I would like to have gotten an arrow in there, but there's some interesting stuff. Okay, so let's see how the villain's turn works out here. We'll move our stuff down a little bit to give some gap. All right, so the first thing is we're going to put a threat on the main scheme. So attack on Mount Athena is going to pop up by 1. The next thing we're going to look at is Crossbones is going to see Hawkeye out there, but he's stunned, so he doesn't attack, which is good. And then the next thing we've got is a encounter card. The thing I'm looking at is Crossbones machine gun here. What I'm double checking is it says when Crossbones attacks you. So we've got a replacement effect that's stopping the attack. So I think his machine gun does not go off. Hopefully I'm interpreting that right there. So I don't think he actually attacks me. All right, so encounter card is, whoa, Hail Hydra. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with the hero makes an attack against the hero. Each player who is not attacked in this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play, engages with them, and shuffles the encounter deck. Okay, so we have to go looking for a Hydra minion in this massive stack of Hydra stuff. All right, so what am I going to want to put out there? Do I want to put out, so you got some jet troopers, which have quick strike. Boy, it's been so long that since I've played. So there's some soldiers and they have guard, which I could take out pretty easy, but it's annoying that they have guard. We've got the Hydra Bomber. He's kind of a pud. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Maybe I go with the Hydra Bomber. He's kind of a small guy. I think we'll go with the Hydra Bomber. Let's go with the Hydra Bomber. Where'd he go? Hydra Bomber. There he is. All right, and he's got a when revealed effect. Searches encounter discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play. So his winter reveal effect doesn't even go off because he's getting put into play. So I think that's the best one to go with, is the Hydra Bomber there. Ideally, he should be fairly easy to take out. All right, so that's going to be the end of the villain's turn, and that worked out pretty well. Let's go ahead and look at what we're going to do hero-wise. So hero-wise, it would be kind of nice to get that exosuit out of there, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I'm really salivating over getting the Hulk out. So Mockingbird is probably the best card in our deck, but Hulk is a lot more fun, and if I do Hulk, then I can do a Hall of Heroes. And I think that's the way that we're going to go. So first thing we're going to do is we'll get a Hall of Heroes out there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our Hulk into play. And I think we're going to do some Hulk smashing. So let's go ahead and have Hulk smash the Hydra. Do we have him smash the Hydra Bomber? See, we're both attacking for 3. If I draw a fist, then I get to deal 2 damage to an enemy, which could take the Hydra Bomber out. So I think we're going to have Hulk go ahead and attack Crossbones. So Hulk's going to attack Crossbones, and we're going to, on the off chance that we draw a fist, we'll use that to take out the Hydra Bomber. So Hulk's going to attack for 3, take 3 off of Crossbones. All right, we're going to see what our Hulk thing is. Watch it be a mental, because that's my luck. It is a energy. So as an energy, we deal 1 damage to each character. So Hulk's going to take 1. I'm going to take 1. Hydra Bomber's going to take 1. And Crossbones is going to take 1. That's a little bit disappointing in that I was hoping that Hulk would take out, that we would... So now I've got to decide. I've got 3 attack. So I can take out the Hydra Bomber, or I can knock Crossbones down to 1. That's a tough choice. I think we're going to take out the Hydra Bomber. So we're going to attack, take out Hydra Bomber. When we do that, our Hall of Heroes gets 1 glory counter. So 1 glory on the Hall of Heroes. Now, do I plan on taking the attack from Crossbones this round, which is going to be fairly significant? So we're looking at 3. There's going to be some indirect damage coming, or do I go ahead and... I don't think we're going to let the attack on Mount Athena flip. We'll go ahead and stay Hawkeye. All right, so we're going to be done. We're going to untap. We're going to draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it'd be nice to get some of our stuff. Or some Hawkeye stuff. Hey, there's an expert marksman. Some electric arrows. That's all right. Okay, so we're going to go over the villain's turn. Number 1, 1/3 on the main scheme. Number 2, Crossbones is going to see Hawkeye out there. I think Hawkeye is just going to take this attack. So we're looking at Crossbones. He's got 3 plus 1, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So he's going to attack for 3. His attacks are going to get piercing because he's got a weapons attachment. Well, he's got 2 weapons attachments, actually. Let's see here. We have Force Interrupt. When Crossbones attacks you, remove 1 ammo counter from this card and discard the top card of the encounter deck. So we're going to discard the top card of the encounter deck. And it's got a boost icon. So take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons on the discarded card. Well, that's not... it makes a boost happen. We don't have to worry about that. That's not an actual boost icon. That's a special effect thing. So we take 0 indirect damage, which is a fantastic number. I'm good with that. But that does mean that now Crossbones is attacking for 2, plus 1 is 3, and he's going to get a boost. His boost is 2, so we're taking 5. Ouch. That was a pretty big hit. So we're taking 5. All right, next up is an encounter card. So let's see what we get for encounter card. Ooh, actually, do I want to use my You'll Pay for that? I could take all of the stuff off of Mount Athena. I don't think so. think I'd be better off using it as a resource. All right, I'm going to draw our encounter card. Encounter card is a Hydra Soldier. So he's going to come out with Guard. All right, that's going to make it a little bit tougher to get through Crossbones at this point. He doesn't have toughness or anything else like that, but he's got 4 health. All right, so that's the end of the villain's turn, and we're over to the hero. Now, we've taken 6 damage. That's kind of a lot for Hawkeye. He's got 10 max. Or no, I've got 12 max because of my endurances out there. All right, we have Electric Arrow, which would be nice to play. I think we have Hulk. We'll have him punch the Hydra Soldier. We want to start with that. We've got an Electric Arrow here. We'll probably use the Electric Arrow on Crossbones. If Hulk punches the Hydra Soldier, what could happen is either 1, he goes away, 2, he does 2 extra damage, or 1, he's going to do 1 damage to everything. If he does 1 damage to everything, my arrow is actually going to take out Crossbones, which is kind of exciting. So I think we're going to go ahead and have Hulk go first. So we'll have Hulk punch, Hulk smash the Hydra Soldier. So he's going to do 3 damage to the Hydra Soldier. 2, 3. Then we have to see what Hulk's special effect is. So we're going to flip a card and see, and we get a double energy. So let's see here. Let's see if we're reading that right. On Hulk says, force response after Hulk attacks, discard the top card of the deck. If that card's printed resource has that, deal 1 damage to each character. So we're going to deal 1 damage to each character. So my question there is that deal 2 damage? So it says if that card's printed resource has that. So I'm assuming that the printed resource, it says if the printed resource has it, so I'm thinking that only goes off once. Because that's what it has, is it has a energy. It doesn't say for each printed resource. It says if that card's printed resource has. So I think we're going to do 1 damage to each character. So there's a thing for you guys to talk about in comments. I think we're doing it once. So each character is going to take 1. Do 1 damage to each character. So Hulk's going to go up to 4. The Hydra Soldier is going to take his 4th damage, which means he's going to go away. Minion is defeated. Actually, I don't think that says after you defeat a minion. So is that my side or is that me? I think that refers to me specifically. Like Hawkeye has to defeat a minion. Yet another thing I'm going to have to check the rules on. I would assume I need to, as Hawkeye, defeat it specifically in order to get that counter. Crossbones is going to take a damage. He's down to 3. I'm going to take a damage. So I'm up to 7 out of 12. Man, I need a nap. All right, so that ends the Hulk's hulkiness. I think we want to do our Electric Arrow. So in order to do our Electric Arrow, we're going to get our Expert Marksman out there. And then we're going to use our Expert Marksman and She-Hulk to play our Electric Arrow, which says that we need to exhaust our bow. And then we're going to do 3 damage and stun an enemy. So we're going to hit Crossbones for 3, which is going to take him out, and he's going to be stunned. So we've got a stunned Crossbones. So let's see what happens when the next Crossbones comes into play. So his attacks are going to get piercing still. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. All right, so he's going to get another experimental weapon. All right, so now he's got both of these, which is going to discard after the attached villain attacks and damage, you discard 1 card from your hand. Ouch. And he's got the exosuit on. All right. We've got 2 things going on, and he's still got his machine gun. Okay. So the next thing that we're looking at is, he needs hit points. He needs 16 hit points. So 10, 5, and a 1. All right, so we're probably going to go to Clint Barton mode at the end of this round. The thing that we're looking at, well, do we want to do that? Because we've got Hulk to block with. We've got Crossbones is stunned, so the likelihood of Crossbones coming after us this round is pretty low. One of the reasons to do that, well, if we thwart off of that, then Crossbones' scheme would flip this. Or we stay Hawkeye and thwart one off of this, which seems kind of like a waste. Wow, so do I heal, or do I take one off of that? That's a pretty good question. Or do I just hit Crossbones? I think we're going to take one off of that. Choices. So hitting Crossbones for 3, I would still potentially get another Hulk attack next round. Oh, let's go for the damage. Again, we're aggression deck. I think we need to go for the damage at this point. So we're going to hit Crossbones for 3 because we've got 2 plus the bow gives us 1. We'll hit him for 3. So we're going to take him from 16 down to 13. All right, and we're going to stay Hawkeye and hope that the stunned and the Hulk save us in the end here. So we're going to untap. We're going to go ahead and let our Avengers Mansion go. We're going to get 5 cards. We're hoping for a big arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big arrow would be nice. Come on, big arrow. And hey, we got the Vibranium arrow. That's one of the things I was hoping for. Sonic arrow wouldn't be bad. Vibranium arrow is good. All right, so now we're going to go over the villain's turn. What's going to happen on the villain's turn? First thing, we're going to put a threat on the main scheme. When we do that, attack on Mount Athena is going to go away, and we have the Infinity Stone comes out. So inside the Project Pegasus facility, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents fight desperately to prevent Hydra from obtaining the reality stone stored within. And we have, when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. Ouch! And it's going to start with 1 on it. All right, so that's problematic, and now that we have 3 of those out there. All right, so we've got powered gauntlets, we've got the exosuit, and that means for the rest of the time we're going to be dealing with all sorts of stuff. So he's going to get retaliate 1. Ooh, I didn't want that one. All right, so we've got energy shield now. Power gauntlets, exosuit, and energy shield. Yowza. All right, we're going over to the attack side of stuff. So what's happening attack-wise? Crossbones is going to look at Hawkeye. He's going to come on to attack, but he can't because he's stunned. And we're going to draw an encounter card. Counter card is, whoa, Hydra Jet Troopers. Going to come out with Quick Strike. So he's going to hit me for 2. All right. So we're going to take that 2. I think, well, yes, we're going to take that 2. So that's going to put us at 9. So the question is, I can defeat Crossbones this round, I think. So I can attack for 3, Hulk can hit for 3, and I can hit him with a Vibranium arrow. I think I need to play my first aid first. And then we do our Vibranium arrow, but that's going to leave us kind of hurting at the end of the round. So we'll have to see if we go into the next game. Do we go into the next game with that much damage on us or not? I don't know. That's kind of questionable there. So let's see how this works out. So I think what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit him with our Vibranium arrow, right? So we're going to exhaust Hawkeye. We're going to spend 1 to shoot our Vibranium arrow. So our Vibranium arrow is It's going to do 6 damage and it gains piercing, which doesn't matter a whole lot. Ooh, we're going to be close because he's at 13. I was thinking he was at 12. So combat training or expert marksman, we're going to deal 6. So we're going to go 5, 6. All right. Next up, we need to have Hulk do Hulk stuff. Or do I first aid the Hulk? Oh, I totally don't know what the next card is. So Hulk's going to hit for 3. He's got a retaliate 1 that he would take. So do I heal the Hulk in hopes that, and then if I draw a mental, I'm pretty much hosed at that point. Oh, we're going to do it. We're going to heal the Hulk. Heal the Hulk for 2. All right, Hulk's going to attack Crossbones. He's going to hit him for 3. So we're going to go from 5, 7. We're going to go down to 4. All right, Hulk's going to take 1 plus a consequential. He gets a retaliate, plus he takes a consequential damage, and then we're going to see what the Hulky Hulk thing is. So I hope it's not a mental. Is it a mental? Is it a mental? Oh yeah, it's a physical. So with a physical, we do 2 damage to an enemy. All right, there we go. That takes 2 off of him, and we're going to hit him with Hawkeye. So the good news is we don't take the retaliate. That takes out Crossbones. All right, Crossbones is done. Hydra Trooper didn't come into play. We finished that setup. All right, so we've got through Crossbones. Now the scary part is we need to figure out our health and all of that other stuff, which doesn't look great at this point. So let's look what our let's look at what our wrap up looks like here. So we are going to record the name of each experimental attachment that entered the game, which is a horrible set of experimental attachments. So we have the energy shield. If I repeat it 900 times, then that helps me remember to write it down. We have the power gauntlets. And we have the exosuit. All right, let's see here. Next up, we've got, so we did our experimental attachments. So we're going to record each identity's remaining hit points in the campaign log. So we had a maximum health of 12, and we had taken 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. So our remaining health was 3. Ouch. So our remaining hit points is 3. That's not a very good number. And let's see here. We get to the last part of that is we get to choose a tech upgrade. So let's see. Do I have my tech upgrades over here? I think I've got my tech upgrades in the box over here. There we go. All right. Tech upgrades. What do we've got? We've got... those are condition upgrades. There's our 3 tech upgrades. So what we're looking at is the emergency teleporter, adrenal stems, the tactical scanner, or the laser cannon. So last time I took the laser cannon, I used it pretty quick right off the bat there. The other things that we've got are the tactical scanner, which is discard this card, remove it from the campaign log, draw 5 cards. That's pretty awesome. Adrenal stems, which says discard it and heal 5. So that's an interesting idea there. And then emergency teleporter, search your deck and discard pile for an ally, put it into play, and give it a tough status card. That could be powerful, but I don't think so. I think what we're going to go with is I think we're going to look at kind of a long-term play here, and I think we're going to go with the adrenal stems. So the question is going to be next game, do I use that right off the bat, or I'm going to start in alter ego mode. Maybe I do a heal right off the bat, do a recovery, like a starting recovery. Would take me up to 6. And then maybe I stay in alter ego an extra round. I don't know, but we're going to take the adrenal stems. So let's see here. We're going to take as our experimental attachment, as our tech upgrade, adrenal stems. Adrenal stems. All right, so there we go. And we're going to get ready for the absorbing man next and his delaying tactics. So there we go. It's a win right off the bat with Hawkeye, but we're playing expert, and if I was playing standard, I'd be feeling pretty good, except for these 3 cards coming out. And that's going to kind of suck as the game goes along. But I did defeat him fairly quickly. Things went pretty well there. I did get lucky with Hulk at the end there, drawing the right card, because if I'd drawn something else, I might have been in a little bit of trouble. If I'd drawn a mental, things would not have worked out well. Yeah, which was the next card, which was next Nick Fury. So that could have been bad, but it wasn't bad. It was good. And we ended up with the win there. So check on rules. What were the rules checks? There were a couple of them in there. I'm trying to remember what they were. I think there was no attack when that happens. And then there was one more rules check that I will need to go back and look at. Which one was that? I don't even remember what it was at this time. So, but you guys probably remember what it is, and you'll toss it in the comments and let me know if that's how it works or not. But, all right. Oh, the other one was the Hall of Heroes. When it says you defeat an enemy, I had Hulk defeat an enemy. Does that get me a counter for Hall of Heroes or not? I'm assuming that the U, which is one of those horrible things, like it's how they use U in this game. I'm assuming that the U is Hawkeye, when Hawkeye or like I as a player defeat an enemy, not when my allies defeat an enemy. I'm not sure how that works, so we'll figure it out in comments. It didn't matter anyway, because then I would have had 2 counters instead of 1, which I never used in the end, so it's kind of a no effect on the game. But all right, that's it for now. We've got a win. I'm feeling good. That means the last 2 recordings I've done, I've won twice in a row, which is usually kind of like a high point in how I play. So yeah, all right. And I went on expert, which is good too. So, all right. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I use my adrenal stems right off the bat going into the next game, or should I do a recovery? Should I try to let it sit? What do you think I should do going into the next game? Because I'm not really sure how to start that one off, and it's going to be kind of important, I think. So, all right. Let me know in the comments, and that's it for now. Thanks for watching.